Hello, this chapter will talk about color. We'll cover color system, color properties, color schemes, and color meaning. First, let's talk about color systems. There are two basic systems of color, which are additive and subtractive. These two systems differ based on the source of the light. If the source is direct, such as light from a spotlight, computer monitor, or television, the system of color mixing is called additive. When a designer is utilizing the computer to generate digital media, colors are achieved with the additive color method. The three primary colors of an additive color system are red, green, and blue. When all three colors overlap, they produce white. That's why it is called additive color, because the name comes from how white color was achieved. If the source of the light is reflected or absorbed by the surface of an object, the system of color mixing is called subtractive. For example, paintings are good examples of subtractive system of color mixing. This color mix we are most likely to observe in natural settings is RYB, red, yellow, and blue. The other is CMY, which is cyan, magenta, and yellow. Subtractive colors are associated with reflected light. Objects have no color of their own, only the capability to reflect certain rays of light and absorb others. A red object absorbs all the rays except for the red ones. Black objects absorb all the rays. White objects reflect all rays of light. Color wheel. The color wheel fits together like a puzzle, each color in a specific place. Being familiar with the color wheel not only helps you mix colors when painting, but in adding color to all your art creations. We can categorize the 12 color wheel into three categories: primary colors, secondary colors, and intermediate colors. Primary colors are the three colors: red, yellow, and blue. Secondary colors is by mixing two primary colors together. For example, mixing red and yellow is orange. Mixing yellow and blue is green. Mixing blue and red is purple, or we call it violet. So the color of orange, green, and purple or violet is actually called secondary colors. Intermediate colors are mixing one primary color with one secondary color. For example, red-violet is a mix of violet and red. So red-violet is intermediate color, or we call it tertiary color. Intermediate color and tertiary color are the same thing. Red-orange, on the other hand, is a mix of primary color and red with secondary color orange. So red-orange is also intermediate color or tertiary color. Yellow-green is a color mixed by green color, which is a secondary color, and yellow, which is a primary color. So yellow-green is also an intermediate color or tertiary color. Same blue-green and blue-violet, they are both intermediate colors or tertiary colors. Besides, brown and gray are sometimes known as tertiary colors as well. So altogether, there are 6 tertiary colors in the color wheel, plus brown and gray. 8 in total are tertiary colors. Neutral colors. Neutral colors is the principles of color mixing let us describe a variety of colors, but there are still many colors to explore. The neutral colors contain equal parts of each of the 3 primary colors. Black, white, gray, and sometimes brown and beige are considered neutral colors. They are sometimes also called earth tones. There are a few different ways to make neutral colors. You can blend black and white to make a gray. You can create a brown in 2 ways, by blending 2 complementary colors together, or by blending all 3 primary colors together. Here, complementary colors means any colors on the opposite side of the color wheel is called complementary color. Now, let's talk about color properties. You must already heard of hue. Hue is actually another name for color, like blue, green, red, etc. Value, on the other hand, refers to how light or dark a color is. We already talked about value in previous chapter. There can be a variety of values within any hue or color. For example, tint, shade, and tone. Tint is the pure color or hue with white added. This new color has a higher value, or we can say is lighter than the original color. Shade is the pure color with black added. This new color has a lower reflective value, or is darker than the original hue. Tone is a pure color with gray added. This new color is a soft variation of the original. And there's another term related to color, which is saturation. Saturation refers to how strong or weak a color is. High saturation means it is strong. In this color wheel, we can see how each type of color looks like. Hue is the pure color, and tint is the original color added with white. Tone is the original color or hue added with gray. Shade is the original color or hue added with black. The color wheel, as we introduced earlier, also referred to as a color circle. It is a visual representation of colors arranged according to their chromatic relationship. And we mentioned earlier, complementary colors are the colors on the opposite side of the color wheel. For example, the complementary color of yellow is purple. The complementary color of green is red. The complementary color of blue is orange. Now, let's talk about each type of the color properties. Pure hues. Hue is another name of color, as we mentioned earlier. It is pure color. Any primary, secondary, or tertiary color that is unmixed with black or white. It is called hue. It can be another name for color. The hues you use in your design tells important messages to your audiences. We will explain it later. Shades. Shades are always darker and duller than the pure hues, but they often seem bright compared to other colors. Shades are very much like the colors of fall leaves. It is a pure color added with black. The word is often incorrectly used to describe a tint or tone, but shade only applies to hues made darker by the addition of black. And you can see in the scale the different amount of black added to the orange color. Tints. Tints are always lighter in value than pure hues. The recipe for them is pure hue plus white. They look like spring colors and tend to be a little bright. If you compare a tint and a tone of the same hue and value, you notice that the tint is brighter than the tone. Very light tints are sometimes called pastels. Tints are often used to create feminine or lighter designs. Pastel tints are especially used to make designs more feminine. And you can see in the scale the different amount of white was added to the original orange color. Tones are the most versatile of colors, with a wide range of values and intensities. Their values can range from dark to light, and their intensities can range from bright to dull. Nearly all the colors that you use in your palette are likely to be tones. A tone is created by adding both white and black. Any color that is grayed down is considered a tone. Tones are somehow more pleasing to the eye. They are complex, subtle, and sophisticated. And you can see in the scale below, the orange color was added with different amount of gray, which becomes different tones. Intensity is another term we introduced. It's the same as saturation or chroma. So the three words, intensity, saturation, and chroma, they mean the same. It talks about the degree of purity or strength of a color, or how bright or muted the colors are. No dilution. For example, an intense red is one that is a very strong, pure red color. In design, colors with similar saturation levels make for more consistent looking designs. When a lighter or darker color is added to a color, the intensity will be less bright. We can see an example of how saturation can enhance the color of the object. For example, the one on the left is traditional, and the one on the right is a high color saturation. That means you can see the flowers are brighter, more intense in the picture than the left one. The other one is we can see before saturation, the color is a little bit dull, not so bright. But after saturation, the colors become brighter. The blue becomes more blue. The orange, yellow becomes more orange and yellow. The green turns more green. This is how saturation works. We will do it in our color study tutorial project later on. Now we will talk about color schemes. Color scheme is a system of colors that creates a visual relationship to add harmony or interest to a design or work of art. Using a traditional color wheel, 6 basic color schemes may be described: monochromatic, analogous, complementary, triadic, warm and cool, and color discord. First, let's talk about monochromatic. Mono means one, chroma means color. So monochromatic color schemes have only one color and its values. Use tints, shades, and tones of the one key color to enhance the scheme. It is called monochromatic. On the right side, you can see this non-objective painting has a monochromatic color scheme. Blue is the main color, and the values of blue, like tints and shades of blue, are being used in this painting. So it is monochromatic. In monochromatic color scheme, the wider the range of values, the more contrast and activity is created. A close range of values usually suggests a more calm feeling. The example on the left uses a variety of values, creating a sense of action. The values that make up the design of the right are close. The result is a calm and a harmonious composition. Monochromatic color scheme is composed of different shades of a single color. It depends on how much black or white is added. Analogous is another color scheme. It's also called adjacent. Use colors that are next to each other on the color wheel, usually three colors, blue, blue-green, green. They are always harmonious as they share the same undertones. Total harmony can lack impact. Expanding the analogous group somewhat by adding touches of another neighboring color will get more attention. Analogous colors are illustrated here: yellow, yellow-green, green, and blue-green. Analogous colors are close to each other on color wheel. For example, blue and purple. Avoid using too many hues in the analogous color scheme because this may ruin the harmony. And also avoid combining warm and cool colors in this scheme. Here is an example of analogous color scheme. The blue and the light blue, the two colors, are next to each other on the color wheel. And in the painting on the left, it shows the combination of the two colors. So this painting is using analogous color scheme. The next color scheme is complementary color scheme. Complementary colors, as we mentioned earlier, are opposite on the color wheel, provided a high contrast in the design. If you want to be noticed, wear complementary colors. Also, complementary colors are called simultaneous contrast. The hues located directly across a color wheel give a lively and active feeling to this color scheme. This feeling of excitement is amplified when these colors are used at full intensity. This painting on the right has complementary colors, and their values, blue and oranges, are opposite colors on the color wheel. In the other example, blue and orange are a pair of complementary colors. Many people will like to go with a complementary color scheme since it is easier to combine two colors than it is combining 3 or 4 colors. For best results, place cool colors against warm ones. For example, blue versus orange. If you use a warm color, red or yellow, as an accent, you can desaturate the opposite cool color to put more emphasis on the warm colors. Avoid using desaturated warm colors. for example, browns or dull yellows. This example shows a combination of complementary color scheme, orange versus blue. Same method is used in FedEx logo. They are using complementary color scheme, combining blue and orange. It is also used in UAE national flag. Red and green is a pair of complementary colors. It's been used a lot in photography. For example, in this case, yellow and blue, they're almost like opposite on the color wheel, so it creates big contrast. Red and green is also a pair of complementary color. It will add more interest to the design. For example, the right photo is much better than the left one. We can see how color contrast can be used in paintings. In this design, the one on the left is using monochromatic color scheme. It shifts to analogous, and then towards the end, on the very right, it shows a color scheme of complementary, and we can see how the contrast of the design has evolved from left to right. In this painting, we can see contrast color or complementary colors are also being used in this case. Same as in this one, purple and yellow is a pair of complementary colors. We can see in the other example, this one, orange and blue, is also a pair of complementary colors. We can see the contrast of the two t-shirts. The next color scheme is called triadic. Sometimes it is also called balanced colors. It is using the three colors that are equally spaced from each other on the color wheel. This is a very easy color scheme to implement because the colors naturally look good together and provide a comfortable amount of visual contrast. Blue, red, and yellow is the most common example of a triadic color scheme. Triadic color scheme generally give the feeling of dynamic activities. We can see a lot of national flags are using triadic color schemes. To use a triadic harmony successfully, the colors should be carefully balanced. Let one color dominate and use the two others for accent. Combining every fourth color on the color wheel forms four balanced three-color combinations, a bright and youthful primary triad. A more subtle triad made up of the secondary colors. Two triads using all tertiary colors, which form more sophisticated, fashion-oriented combinations. For example, you could have shades of green, red, and blue. As the name implies, triadic comes from triangle. Choose one color to be used in larger amounts than others. The next color scheme is warm and cool color scheme. Warm colors are colors found in fire and the sun. Warm colors make objects look closer in a painting or drawing. The warm colors are red, orange, and yellow. Warm colors seem to come out at you in space. The sunset gives a feeling of brightness and heat, the red spreading from the setting sun and the deep golden glow on the water. Cool colors include blue, green, purple, and anything in between. Cool colors might make you think of cool and peaceful things. Cool colors seem to recede from you in space. The cool colors of the ground and the sky in the painting on the left, and the sky and contributes to the peaceful feeling of the painting. The last color scheme is called color discord. Color discord is the opposite of color harmony. Breaking of the color rules, it is also no specific color scheme is used. There are no absolute rules for creating discordant color schemes, but generally speaking, a combination of hues that are far apart on the color wheel, except in complements or triadic, will achieve discord. So, color discord is not following any color rules or previous schemes. There's no specific color scheme is being used in color discord. Discordant colors are color combinations that have no identifiable relationship with each other. The combinations make a maximum use of contrasting and contradictory colors to intentionally catch the eye and surprise the viewer, and are often used as attention-getting devices in advertising. Color discord is best achieved when colors are close to the same value. This increases the chance that true colors will be observed and discord will be more obvious. No obvious color scheme other than color discord seem to fit this design. The picture has a purple tonality on the right, but the other bright colors do not have a particular relationship to the purple. That is an example of color discord. The last part in color chapter is color meaning. Colors has meanings. First, let's look at all these colors. What is your imagination of color? And what meaning is it linked to these colors? Let's first look at red. Red is the color of fire. It is associated with energy, war, danger, strength, power, determination, and love. Red is a very emotional, intense color. It increases respiration rate and raises blood pressure. It has very high visibility, which is why stop signs, stop lights, and fire equipment are usually painted red. It is a color found in many national flags. Red brings text and images to the foreground. Use it as an accent color to stimulate people to make quick decisions. It is a perfect color for buy now or click here buttons on internet banners and websites. Red is widely used to indicate danger, high voltage signs, traffic lights, etc. This is an example in bullfighting. Do you know that the red cloth is not for the cow, the bull? It's actually for the audience. Bulls, they are actually colorblind. They can't see red color. Orange color combines the energy of red and the happiness of yellow. It is associated with joy, sunshine, and the tropics. Orange represents enthusiasm, fascination, happiness, creativity, determination, attraction, success, and encouragement. To the human eye, orange is a very hot color, so it gives the sensation of heat. Nevertheless, orange is not as aggressive as red. Orange increases the oxygen supply to the brain, produces a refreshing effect, and stimulates mental activity. As a citrus color, orange is associated with healthy food and stimulates appetite. Orange is a color of fall and harvest. Orange has very high visibility, so you can use it to catch attention and highlight the most important elements of your design. Here is an example of a poster, Hope for African Children Initiative. You can see orange color is widely used in this poster to show the meaning of hope. Yellow is the color of sunshine. It's associated with joy, happiness, intellect, and energy. Yellow produces a warming effect, produces cheerfulness, stimulates mental activity, and generates muscle energy. Yellow is often associated with food. Bright purple yellow is an attention getter, which is the reason taxi cabs are painted this color in some countries. When overused, yellow may have a disturbing effect. It is also known that babies cry more in yellow rooms. Yellow is seen before other colors when placed against black. This combination is often used to issue a warning. Yellow is very effective for attracting attention, so use it to highlight the most important elements of your design. Shades of yellow are visually unattractive because they lose cheerfulness. Green is the color of nature. It symbolizes growth, harmony, and freshness. Green has a strong emotional correspondence with safety. Dark green is also commonly associated with money. Green has a great healing power. It is the most restful color for the human eye. It can improve vision. Green suggests stability and endurance. Sometimes green denotes lack of experience. Green, as opposed to red, means safety. It is a color of free passage in road traffic. Green is directly related to nature, so you can use it to promote green products. Now, dark green is commonly associated with money, the financial world, banking, and Wall Street. It is associated also with ambition, greed, and jealousy. Olive green is the traditional color of peace. Here are some logos using green color. We have explained before why Starbucks is using green color. And the logo of Energo Green Systems is using green color to show their care about energy and green systems. Blue is the color of sky and sea. It symbolizes trust, loyalty, wisdom, confidence, intelligence, and truth. Blue is considered beneficial to the mind and body. It produces a calming effect. Blue is strongly associated with calmness. Blue is used to promote products and services related to cleanliness, water purification filters, cleaning liquids, air and sky, airlines, airports, air conditioners, water and sea voyages, mineral water, for example, plain water. When used together with warm colors like yellow or red, blue can create a high impact, vibrant designs. For example, blue, yellow, red is a perfect color scheme for a superhero. Here are the examples. Color meaning. Purple combines the stability of blue and the energy of red. Purple is associated with royalty. It symbolizes power, nobility, luxury, and ambition. It conveys wealth and extravagance or overspending. Purple is associated with wisdom, dignity, independence, creativity, mystery, and magic. According to surveys, almost 75% of pre-adolescent children prefer purple to all other colors. Purple is a very rare color in nature. Some people consider it to be artificial. This is the book cover of The Alchemist, and it's a book about some mystery and the legend of the alchemist. Same, the book of Egyptology is mainly using purple color to show the mystery of History of Egypt. Al-Ain Football Club is using purple color as a main color because Al-Ain is a city of royalty. It is a city where the leader of the country was born, and it is also the color of the city. White is associated with light, goodness, and innocence. It is considered to be the color of perfection. White means safety, purity, and cleanliness. As opposed to black, white usually has a positive implication. White can represent a successful beginning. White is associated with hospitals and doctors. White is also often associated with low weight, low fat food and dairy products like milk. Black is associated with power and elegance, death, evil, and mystery. Black is a mysterious color associated with fear. Black denotes strength and authority. It is considered to be a very formal, elegant, and prestigious color. Black gives the feeling of perspective and depth. When designing for a gallery or art or photography, you can use a black or gray background to make the other colors stand out. Black contrasts well with bright colors. Combined with red or orange, other very powerful colors, black gives a very aggressive color scheme. This poster using black background to show the warning of smoking. As a summary, colors have different psychological effects, positive as well as negative. This point must be kept in mind while choosing colors in your design, since various colors convey varied meanings. After this chapter, you need to finish tutorial project color study. The requirement of this tutorial project is: first, choose a landscape picture. It can be taken by your camera or from the web. Second, follow steps on the website and change it into monochromatic picture, black and white or other monochromatic color scheme. Third, follow steps on the website and do the color correction. Fourth, upload to your own website with 3 pictures: original, monochromatic, and color correction under the name Project Color Study. You can follow the website link to see all the requirements and the steps. That's all for color chapter.